What up, folks? Welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys. This is my review of the SH Figuarts Ultraman, the animation Ultraman. Alright, my zillions, getting to do this Ultraman here from the Netflix anime series based on the manga. If you haven't seen it, this is like a new version of Ultraman, kind of like a reimagining of it. You know, spoilers, 3, 2, 1, he does not get big in this series. You know, he fights normal size things, so it's still pretty cool and definitely worth checking out. Me personally, I read a couple of the, maybe 3 volumes of the manga. I couldn't really get into it. It might have been only 2, honestly. But the anime series just feels a lot better. It's a lot more fluid. I really like it. So, definitely can recommend that. It is geared more towards adults, so yeah, you'd want to be careful when watching that with your kid. But this figure is not as much of a redo of the Ultra Act X SH Figuarts, which was like the kind of first crossover that, you know, started the SH Figuarts for the Ultraman series. It's not as much of a redo of that figure as you might think. There is some similarities, of course there's gonna be, but it's actually a lot more different than I actually thought it was gonna be, so that's pretty cool as well. So, without any further ado, let's get into the review. Take a look at this figure right off the bat here. The proportions are interesting. If you had the Ultra Act X SH Figuarts, you know that, like, if you have any of the Ultra Acts, you know they're bigger figures. This figure kind of straddled the middle ground between Ultra Act and Figuarts. So it's not as small as some of the Figuarts, just not as big as the Ultra Acts, which puts it in a weird spot. So again, because these figures are very similar, are, you know, very, very similar, you know, that's the original manga version, you're getting the same proportions and size here. The legs are kind of really long, the feet are kind of big, the crotch pieces are pretty big too, and the shoulders are a little pulled in my opinion, so it's a little bit off, and this little piece just came out here. And that's gonna happen. I think I'm missing a piece, but we'll get into that. But otherwise, like, proportions being what they are, I feel like this is a really nice looking figure. These colors, it's a little different from the manga version. The animation has a lot more red in it. It pops more. And I think that's really cool, and that really, really works. I really dig it. There's a reason why I feel like the Netflix series is better. Because it's just like, it just draws you in. The red draws you in. You know, more red than silver. It just is more like eye-catching. So I think they did a good job there when they designed the Netflix version of the manga. The head sculpt is very nice. I'm just going to talk about the figure on its own for now, and then we'll bring in the Ultra Act X SH Figuarts one after to show you the differences. Head sculpt is very nice. I really dig it. Love the red going across the top here. The design is very cool. Now, a lot of folks have called this like kind of Iron Man-esque, and it is, and there's a reason. There was some trouble there with Iron Man when the manga was out, bringing over those figures here originally. So yeah, that's kind of a weird thing. Everything good now though, so that's cool. The eyes are very nice. They're kind of like this, like almost greenish white in a way. Very cool looking, very much dig it. The timer looks good there in blue. The silver throughout is just sharp. It's a very nice silver, very nicely done. Just has a nice metallic feel to it. And the red is good too. It's a nice deep red. You get in 2 reds here. You get in this really deeper one, as you see at the neck there, and even at the arms. And then you get these other more vibrant reds, which is very nicely done too. So you get 2 reds. They look good one on top of the other, so that is very nicely done. I like these arm pieces here. These gauntlets look cool. They do open up afterwards, and I'll show you that. Now, I'm saying, and I said something about this falling out. I think I gotta check the directions, but I think I might have lost a piece. It's probably not lost. It's probably just here on my desk. But I realized this was on. You know, this piece wasn't on, and now there's a separate piece here that has a hole. But I don't know if that's the normal piece. We'll figure it out as we go. I don't want to stop this video. But they do look good. The arms look very nice. I like the shoulders, how they look. Very cool, well done. You know, I do like this darker gray inside some areas there. That is very nicely done. Oh, see, and that fell off again. On the back, you got the spine here, which is cool. Yeah, the Ultraman spines are always pretty nice. You know, like, I do like how that looks. It makes them feel very organic, which they are. You know, that's maybe not this one, but this at least homages that. Very nice. I dig. The back, I like how, again, the gray looks back here. This works very well. The knee pads look great. Legs are pretty cool. I do have some paint, something chipping here. I don't know if that's like paint rub. Could be. That could be at the very edges here. Oh, yeah. You see the red in there? Yep. So that, guys, is from doing this. Wow, that's crazy, not cool. Yeah, and I got a little bit over here, too. I gotta check if my old... Well, the other one I don't think has red over here. So that's a problem. It's a problem, definitely, but it's not, like, destroying my interest in the figure. Hands look good. Legs look cool. Feet are awesome. I like how these look like they opened up here from the front to the back. I think that's awesome, and there's, like, some cool straps there. The way it looks really is nice. So very nice all together. A really cool design. I think it looks good. My only problem right now is that paint rub around the thighs. But otherwise, this is a beautiful looking figure with no doubt. Articulation on Ultraman. Let's start over here because, you know, we ended up talking about this. So these legs do have a drop down joint, as you see there, which is cool. And that's the Ultra Act part of it, kind of seeping through. Which it's not, but it's definitely there. That's your drop down joint. So you really want to take that down and then lift this up, I guess. But maybe the way I was having it was like just hitting into that inner piece there, which is unfortunate. You do have rotation here. Split wise, full split. Kick wise, super kicks up. Can kick back, which is good. And you can rotate it in here because there is a ball joint in there. So very nice. This rotates here as well in the thigh. Double jointed knee. Something fell off again. The hinge works really good. Look how all that moves when you move it out of the way, which is nice. You have hinge there. So that's great. Doesn't rock. Very little. Hinge at the toe though. So yeah, it is a little limited at the ankle, I gotta say. Now going upwards, we have joint here, joint here, joint here, but you are a little bit limited. And look at that paint rub in here. Oh man, that's bumming me out. So when you move it like that, he has good range of motion, but otherwise these hips kind of blocked away a bit, which is unfortunate. You know, is what it is. Shoulders are a bit hindered too, and that's a problem. But you do have as you can see, the engineering inside, a butterfly joint here, which does work. You know, it does work decently. But then you got very tight shoulder here. It can rotate within, but man, is it tight. You have a hinge in there, but tight. Nothing at the bicep. Double jointed elbow. No rotation there. Hinge at the hands with some swivel action. Then the neck joint moves, and the head is moved separately as well. So it's all right. It works. But yeah, overall, man, you do, and I know some folks, you know, have been, you know, talking about that and asking about that. Yeah, you are still a bit hindered here. Overall, you're gonna be able to get in some cool posing though, because the way they configured some of these. It does some of these joints does allow for some decent posing, and the big legs actually help as well, as do the big feet. He does have a nice platform to stand on. As you saw at the top, I had him in a nice kicking pose that he was able to stand on his own. So that's pretty good. Some of that tightness actually helps with that, but overall, there is some sections that I would say is kind of a fail. For accessories, Ultraman, first, this was the one that I had on him before, this little forearm piece. I did find this. It was just sitting here on the desk as I thought it would. This one, it has a couple of holes in there. You just, if you didn't see it falling out before, just want to take this out like so. It's got a little peg there and a hole, and you put this in, and you're gonna need it for the next accessory, which would be, you know, Ultraman's ray. I don't know if in this series it's called Specium Ray or some other ray, but yeah, he does have it. And then you'd want to put this in here, or does it go the other way? Let's find out. Yeah, this way. So that actually works really well. Aw, if it doesn't fall out. I think that's pretty cool. Big feet will help him stand, but that looks great, honestly. So, you know, you'd want to do something like that. Probably change out his hands, but it's very nice. It does come out. Blue, sharp, watch out. But nice translucent blue, nice sculpt on this. It is cool, and it does work. Obviously, you're going to have to position it right so it doesn't fall out easy. It's not that it's just falling out, but, like, you know, you play around with it a little bit and it wants to fall out. But that does look, I think, pretty... Aw, man, work with me, Ultraman, because I like you. We got a bunch of extra hands here for Ultraman. We got some splayed out hands. They're all very nicely done. I didn't really look at that one too much that are on them, but these are very nice. They do have this blue on the inside. It looks really cool. So you got like kind of, you know, open fighting pose hands and more open hands. I think it's very, very nicely done. Really nice sculpt, and the paint on them was great. We get these... I don't know, Specium blades. I don't remember what they're called. Power blades, you know, they look really cool. Translucent blue plastic there. They look nice. And on my other version of this guy, the manga version, I do have these on him for display. So when you do see that one, it's going to have these. So I might as well put these on him as well. I like it. I think they look really cool. This is like, you know, kind of a favorite of mine for this character, this type of Ultraman. I think they just look awesome. I like the concept of them. So very nicely done here. I just like this idea completely. Finally, we get these like ring blade type deals, and one fell. Same kind of blue, has a little hole there. You'd want to, let's just take that out as well. Oh, open that up, and then we'd go like this. And then you can put the fist back in to hold it. So you could do that as well. That looks cool. Could shoot these out. Kind of like flying discs of death. It's not bad. It's not my favorite thing. I just don't like how they're kind of like hanging about. But I guess, you know, for photography, you could probably pose them in nice spots, or, you know, he could go play Tron. For your size comparisons, here he is with Optimus Prime, SH Figuarts Mecha Godzilla, Figma Gridman, Figuarts Ultraman G something or other, I forget the name. But it's a great figure. And as you can see, even with all this headpiece, he doesn't scale as big as this Ultraman. This is the scale of the actual Ultraman SH Figuarts stuff, and this is that other scale that they were dealing with. SH Figuarts Gamera, the animated version of Ultra 7, and finally, the aforementioned Ultra Act X SH Figuarts Manga Ultraman. So, let's take a look, shall we? Now, colors are different, obviously. The, the silver is much more silver here. It's more kind of like a muted grayish silver here. I wouldn't say it's like flat here, but it's definitely different. The whole chest is different, so that is interesting. But I mean, the heads are different anyway. Actually, the heads are pretty much the same, I should say. But otherwise, the chests are different. As far as the arms go, the shoulders are different. As far as the engineering of the shoulders, this is a lot more free moving, which is really good. And this is a lot tighter the way they did it, and squeaky, which is not good. I'd say the arms are the same. The blades are different on them, as well as the lower forearms are completely different. So that's cool. And, hands I think are the same, just painted differently. Then going down, the midsection is completely different. The crotch piece is the same. This piece is different than this, as well as this is different than that. Then with the legs, the drop-down joint is ridiculous here. It can go very far down. This could go far down too. It's about the same there, actually. So engineering within, I guess, is the same at the legs. Speaking of the legs, top portions look to be the same. Then the knee pads are different. Yeah, the whole like upper thighs there are the same. The bottom of the legs look to be the same, and then these parts here are a bit different than here. I won't say they're completely different, but they are a little bit different. The feet are pretty much the same, and this back heel thing looks to be the same. Same thing with the back of the legs, and as far as the back goes, it is different because it's just shaped differently and constructed differently. So yeah, and this back piece is different than this back piece. So there you have it, guys. Some similarities. There's definitely, they definitely started at the same spot, but they changed enough where I could definitely say that, they took into consideration that they did change the design in the new show. So I wouldn't quite say if you have this, you don't need this, because they are different enough where I'm glad to have them both. I think they're very cool designs. I do like the more muted gray here. I think it does work, but I do like all the red on this one. So definitely differences, but definitely similarities too. They're both awesome. And my final thoughts, while it's not a perfect figure, I do like it. There's some hindrance going on in the shoulders, a little bit in the lower legs, not a ton. I do really like it. I think my more major problem is like the paint rubbing that's going on at the upper thighs there. Whoops. I think that's a little bit of an issue, or maybe a lot of bit of an issue. The stuff falling out is kind of annoying too, because I'm not going to pick that up now, so we'll pose them a little differently. But otherwise, I mean, I think it looks great. The accessories are very nicely done. Man, it's a good looking piece. I really do like it. If you like this show, I think this is a cool one to get for sure. So there you go, guys. I mean, I'm gonna keep my thoughts like that, and don't think because you have the other one that you shouldn't get this one. They are, as I stated, pretty different. So there you go, guys. That's my review. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Buy me a coffee on Coffee if you dig what I do. Become a Zillion today. Till next time. Peace out, peeps.